Gary, first of all, some fitness updates from your players. Luongo, Reach and Odebajo, how are they doing?
Yeah, as I think I said after the game on Wednesday, hopefully at some point of next week, those three will be back into training. So that'd be good to welcome them back, barring any setbacks between now and then. But yeah, we're looking at between the three of them, some point, whether it's the start or the end of next week. But yeah, hopefully they're back in training.
In terms of Stephen Fletcher now, is he ready to start or does he still need a bit more time?
Well, as I said, he's not fully fit. A normal process when you're out for that long, you'd come back and you'd get a good block of training and possibly some minutes with the 23s and stuff like that. But as we said, it's needs must, and we know Fletcher's a big influence on what we've done so far this season. So now he's come back. Every minute he gets on the pitch will help him. And yeah, deciding he's rehabbed really well. He's a fit lad. He looks after himself really well. So yeah, we just have to, as each game comes, to see where we think he's at and where everyone else is, and as always, select him if needed in the team or to come on the bench.
So could he start this weekend?
Possibly, but we've got training today, so I'll have a good look at him. It's a quick turnaround, so freshness and a lot of other things to go and play. But the main thing is to select the right team. Hopefully, whether they're starting or on the bench can contribute.
And in terms of Fernando and Connor, who started in the week, do they just need more minutes now just to get that game time and that sharpness and just keep building that up?
Yeah, there's a few in the squad where game time and minutes, because they're not at their full fitness. Connor, Fernando is looking much more fitter and where we like him to be, which is good. And obviously, we've got Josh that we brought in, Alicio. As you'd expect, I said at the time, when you're bringing players in, they're not players that are off the back of 30, 40 games in a row. The market we were looking in, it was players that haven't been playing. So, training and minutes is obviously what's going to help them. But, the main focus is on whichever team we select. We need to try and build some momentum now.
It appears whatever processes went through in that week, they've started to land as a group.
I think all managers will tell you. I've been in changing rooms, I've been a player, I've been 25 years in changing rooms, but I think we all talk about the lack of leadership nowadays. There's gone much less in football and in changing rooms, and what you need your senior players to be that voice from within, and as well as young players, as well as the senior ones, but senior ones are, of course, important. They're the most experienced, and you need that leadership from within. We spoke a lot about that, and slowly but surely, I think they've got to grips with that, and you need that within the change room. And obviously, Stephen spoke last week. We've held lots of meetings and talks and stuff like that to try and get through. Not just in the moments where we've had a difficult run, even before that, to try and maintain good runs. So it's all part of the work that we do. So senior players are massively important. Players like Barry and Fletch, the experience they have, the kind of standing they have in the change room. It's important that they use that influence, in the right way. So and they've done that, and I think they've understood that and grown into it a little bit more. But that's what you want. You want leadership. It can't just come from myself or the staff from without. It has to come from within as well, and that's something that in football now has changed a lot. There isn't as many. There's more of a reluctance towards that. I think I've already spoke to the players. I think there's a culture in changing rooms now where everyone wants to be liked all the time. That's their main priority. Whereas when it comes to the critical moments where we could be best friends, but we need to fall out in that moment to get the best out of you and to get the best out of me, you have to be able to do that, and that comes from that leadership. So try to encourage that all the way, and slowly but surely, I think more and more of them are getting to grips with that and showing that themselves. So that's something that, as I said to you before, the environment, that's how you need to build it and try and get it to that point where they feel comfortable doing that. It's a really quick turnover, this one, Wednesday to Saturday, so we haven't had a lot of time to think about anything else but this game against Derby. So that's what I reminded the players straight at the end of the game. What we do is have an opportunity to build some momentum, and off the back of these two performances, I felt, much more like ourselves. A lot of the elements of both those games were, very much back to what we were before the period that we've been in, and it's now the fight to maintain that and try and build some momentum. And that's what we need to do starting on Saturday, but it's one game at a time. We need to put unbeaten runs together, and we've started with 2. We felt that we should have won both games, but if you think before that, it wasn't about winning. It was about picking up regular points, and that's what got us to third. So it wasn't we were winning 8, 9, 10 games in a row. What we were doing though was putting consistent runs of points together, and that's what was helping us get up that league. So we need to build an unbeaten run or build a good accumulation of points now. I mean, we need to use those 2 performances as a springboard. That's what was said straight away after the game on Wednesday, and with the short turnaround, and try and make sure that we give ourselves the best chance to continue that against Derby.
Yeah, Derby, a couple of points in 4 games. Their away record is pretty poor this season. This is a good time to play them?
I don't think there's ever a good or bad time to play a team in the Championship. I think, tell me how many results you've predicted this season. It wouldn't be many, would it? No, we don't look at it like that. We just look at it. At the end of the day, you have to look at them as they are. It's a high-quality squad. For sure, they're going to pose us problems. We have to be ready for that. But we also know if we're playing in the type of standard that we have done in the last 2 games, with the attitude that we've had and the quality that we've shown, we know we can cause problems to them. So that's what we have to do, and that's what we have to give our all for. So that's what we're preparing in this short turnaround to make sure that we try and give ourselves the best chance of doing that on Saturday.